St. Paul wrote letters to the various churches that he had founded throughout the Eastern Mediterranean area. And those churches, of course, would cherish those letters, and they would make copies of them, and they would in fact distribute them to other churches. And the advice and the edification that he gave to one specific church still today is instructive to us. And in the course of time, his letters and those of other apostles came to constitute our Christian scriptures, the New Testament. This morning, Reader Fyodor proclaimed from Paul's second letter to the Corinthians, and contained therein is information very important to us even today. Paul shared with the Corinthians that he himself was the recipient of abundant revelations from God, but he did not want to boast of his own experiences. So he shared with them that of another man that he knew. And he told the Corinthians that he knows a man in Christ who had been taken up, whether bodily or just in spirit, to the third heavens. And he had heard there things which could not be repeated. Now, this account serves merely to be an example that people may have, by the power of God, a supernatural experience. But 1 week ago, we commemorated a similar incident which resulted, in fact, in our church receiving something that we cherish today. A week ago, we commemorated the earthquakes in Constantinople in the year 447. And the people, disturbed after months of earthquakes, would go and they would pray, "Lord, have mercy." And while they were thus praying, somehow, maybe by the power of God or even some natural phenomenon, the church records that a little boy was taken up into heaven away from the sight of the people praying, and then he came back down, landing unharmed. But he told the people, while in heaven, he had heard the cherubim and the seraphim praying and proclaiming, "Holy God, holy mighty, holy immortal, have mercy on us." And the empress, when she heard this, she gave orders that the people begin to pray that the boy's revelation was to instruct the church of this special, what we call the Trishagion, the thrice holy. And to this day, we then pray that in every liturgy. As St. Paul continues, he describes that because of the abundance of his revelations, in order that he not become too arrogant, he was given what he calls a thorn in the side. And he tells the Corinthians that he prayed 3 times that Jesus would take this infirmity, whatever it was, away from him. But Jesus did not answer his prayer the way he was asking for it. Jesus then told him, after he had prayed 3 times, that my strength is made perfect in weakness. We can take this to heart, knowing that Jesus does ask us in our prayer lives to ask for things. But following this example of Paul, we must also remember that God knows those things that are truly unto our salvation. He wants us to pray, but in his wisdom, he will answer those prayers as it is for our spiritual benefit. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.